Hello, Twitch! Artemu the Violet Wizard here, and today we're continuing Pokémon Gold. Last time, we thwarted Team Rocket's operations around Mahogany Town, and managed to defeat the Mahogany Town Gym Leader, Price. Unfortunately, Team Rocket has now invaded Goldenrod City and taken control of the radio tower. We've already started to remove them from this area by taking down one of their executives named Petrol. And now we have access to the basement area deep below Goldenrod City, where they are apparently holding the director of the radio tower. So our next goal is to go down there and rescue him, so that we continue our journey. Don't want to go here. So all we have to do is go right down here, back into the underground path. And there was this door that we could not access before. Now that we have the basement key that we got from Petrol, we can now go down here. I highly recommend having your team healed before going any farther. Hold it! I saw you, so I tailed you. I don't need you underfoot while I take care of Team Rocket. Wait a second. You beat me before, didn't you? That was just a fluke, but I repay my debts. Our path ahead is being blocked once more by Silver. He's got his Golbat this time. Little Zubat's finally evolved. This thing can be a pain because of how fast it is, and because it can inflict confusion, but we shouldn't have too much trouble here. If you don't know, this point in the game actually includes a lot of stuff with our rival. Because in the remakes, in order to infiltrate the radio tower and get past Team Rocket, you need to go incognito by wearing a Team Rocket disguise. But right before you can actually get into the upper levels, Silver jumps you, realizes who you are, and tears off your disguise before you can infiltrate the tower. So, I know, it's kind of humorous. Let's go with Pompeii here to deal with Magnemite. Also, I believe in the remake, he specifically states that he is trying to challenge you because he still thinks that you're in league with Lance. Which, again, is a very nice little detail. Nice try, Haunter. Almost got you down. Alright, go ahead and kill yourself. Now he's going for Sneasel. This is a Pokemon that we have not seen yet. Sneasel is a dark ice type. And it's heavily implied that this Sneasel was the Pokemon that Silver took from the guy in Cianwood City. It's the only new Pokemon in his team at this point, so it does make sense. Very good, Pompeii. Ooh, Sunny Day. That is good for your Fire-type moves. We haven't really used Smokescreen, so let's replace that. So that'll be good for setting up with Pompeii. And now his final Pokemon is kind of interesting here. His starter is still a Quilava. However, if you pick the other starters, he will use the fully evolved form of whatever starter Pokemon he will use, because they evolve before level 32. Meanwhile, Quilava evolves at level 36, so it doesn't get the chance to be fully evolved here. That's a fun little detail about this battle that still holds over in the remakes, so that's cool. Why? Why'd I lose? I've assembled the toughest Pokemon. I didn't ease up on the gas, so why do I lose? You still got a lot of work to do, man. I don't understand. Is what that Lance guy said true? That I don't treat Pokemon properly? Love? Trust? Are they really what I lack? Are they keeping me from winning? I just don't understand. But it's not gonna end here. Not now. Not because of this. I won't give up my dream of becoming the world's best Pokemon trainer. Well, that was a thing that happened. So let's press on. I don't care if you're lost. You show up here, you're nothing but a victim. By the way, as you may have noticed, I have already drawn art of the Pokemon that evolved during the last stream. Both Kale and Jellian, and I'm really proud of how they came out. Yeah, I finished Kale's art yesterday, and I finished up Jellian's art today. You must have ice in your veins to diss Team Rocket. Hey, I don't have any ice types. Although Jellian does know Icy Wind. That is a fact. Open one shutter, another closes. But you can't get what you want. So yeah, this floor of the basement is kind of odd in that you have different switches that will open or close certain doors in this area. And it's a little tricky. It's a lot easier in the remake because the doors and switches are color-coded, so it's pretty easy to figure out what you have to do to get through. Ooh, Mirror Move. So this is a cool move that allows your Pokemon to essentially copy whatever move the opponent just used and send it back at them. It can be helpful in a few situations. It's a lot better than Leer right now, so I think I will teach Halberd this move. I'm probably not going to send Ruby out too much against these poison types, just because she's a little over-leveled right now. Just want to give the rest of the team some chances. But in terms of stuff that's been going on lately, I stopped by EB Games earlier today and picked up a copy of Bayonetta 2 for the Wii U. Looking forward to get to play that game. Does look pretty cool. The guy is done. Drat! I was sunk by indecision! Also because I'm better than you. I'm confused too. The switch on the end is the one to press first, but... Confounded with the shutters, are we? I'll let you in on a secret if you can beat me. Alright, let's see what you got, man. Just another coughing, of course. So in terms of other stuff that's been going on, I recently downloaded Animal Crossing Pocket Camp for my phone, just to tide me over until New Horizon comes out next year. And I'm enjoying it. It definitely has its typical mobile game problems, but still pretty cute. I like designing the campground and your RV. Getting to interact with all the different characters. I wouldn't call myself a really big Animal Crossing fan, but I do enjoy the games whenever I get a chance to play them. They're very chill. Alright, that's good. So now we need to find a way through here, and these switches are a solution. They ditched this project before they finished. I'm searching for leftover loot. So we got ourselves a burglar. This is a trainer class that is relatively uncommon in the series. Like, they appear in Generation 1 and 2, usually in abandoned areas. But besides that, you don't really see burglars anywhere else in the games. So I don't know about you, but a lot of stuff that's been going on in the Pokemon community has just made me feel really down lately. Like, there are so many people just complaining so hard about the Pokedex restrictions with the new games, and I can definitely understand the problems. It doesn't really bother me that much. But I do understand why a lot of people are feeling this way, and I just don't really have any clear ideas on what to do about it, and just making me feel very, I don't know, uncomfortable or something. But now what are we gonna do here? Let's open one path. That opens that. Like, it's gone to the point where I've even started muting some channels on Discord, just because people are just bashing Sword and Shield so hard because of this thing, which doesn't personally bother me a whole lot, but a lot of people are treating it like just this really serious problem. And for whatever reason, I'm just kind of blah to the whole thing. Like, what we've seen of the game, it still looks like it's gonna be good. This area is so much easier to navigate in the remakes. Yeah, I kind of get that, Master, but at the same time, Sun and Moon doesn't have a national Pokedex, and yet people weren't bothered by that. I mean, sure, you could still transport all the other Pokemon into Sun and Moon, which is nice. But I don't know. I mean, I'm sure Game Freak will eventually include a patch or something to help get other Pokemon in, or release a definitive edition. I don't know. Yeah, this area is so confusing. Alright, we're going forward now. Fork over your goodies! No! I mean, my bag is mostly full of berries, so whatever, you can take those. What a surprise, we're finding more coughing. This is still a problem that I have with the earlier Pokemon games, is that just a lot of points of the game have you encountering just the same Pokemon over and over again. It can be tedious. I assume Sword and Shield will be around the same price as Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were. So definitely up there. I don't know if you deserve my mercy, man. You're a thief. Halbert's running a little low, so let's heal him up. Yeah, it sure is. Spent a lot of money on consoles and stuff. Are you lost? No, you can't be. You don't have that scared look. I'll give you something to be scared about. Go ahead, lady. The only thing I'm afraid of is interacting with people. Good work, Halberd. Nice level up. And you got another Gloom. How could you? I don't know, I could do it very easily. It's that item that's still over there, but I don't even know if I'm really gonna want it. So I think that button actually... No. Alright, that just opened these doors, I believe. So now we're deeper into the basement. It's not much farther to go. You're not going any farther. I don't show mercy to my enemies, not even brats. Hello there, Eradicate. In terms of other stuff that I am looking forward to very soon, besides Pokemon and Animal Crossing, I just cannot wait to get the next DLC fighters for Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's just, they're gonna be very fun to play with both the Dragon Quest heroes and Banjo-Kazooie. It's gonna be very good. There's still a lot of other games too, like Luigi's Mansion free, No More Heroes free, a SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom remake, the Destroy All Humans remake too. Definitely looking forward to that. Yuck, yuck, yuck! I'll remember you! You got me good at our hideout! I'm so glad they brought this guy back for this area. It helps make this very boring part of the game worthwhile. Wheezing. So this one could be a bit tough, so let's go with Ruby. On the topic of other games, I'm also looking forward to the Final Fantasy VII remake. Just because with what they're doing with it, I think the game looks awesome. I think the new battle system is very cool and a step up from the original games. I think all the characters look good. Although I'm not too sure about how I feel about, like, the entire, like, about, like, putting a whole bunch of... what am I saying here? I don't really know how I feel about them essentially putting the entirety of the Midgar chapter and filling that up for, like, the length of a standard game. Because, I don't know, I like the Midgar section of Final Fantasy VII. I think it sets the tone of the adventure perfectly, sets up the characters, their motives, and the overall quest very well. But extending that entire sequence to a full-length game, I don't know how they're gonna handle that. Who? What? You came to rescue me? Thank you! The radio tower! What's happening there? Taken over by Team Rocket? Here, take this card key. Use that to open the shutters on 3rd floor. I'm begging you to help! There's no telling what they'll do if they control the transmitter. They may even be able to control Pokémon using a special signal. You're the only one I can call on. Please save the radio tower and all the Pokémon nationwide. Ooh, amulet coin. So this is a very good held item I just got. The amulet coin makes it so that the Pokemon holding it, if it participates in a battle, it increases how much money you earn at the end of the fight. It's a very, very good item, especially if you are trying to grind up money for TMs. What's everyone holding? Got Mystic Water, good. Miracle Seed. Paralyzed Cure, I could probably take that off you. Roll, King's Rock. Yeah, we'll give the amulet coin to Jean. Hey, she's already precious to me. This will make her even more precious. But yeah, the Final Fantasy remake is probably going to be interesting. I see you guys haven't moved the boxes too well. So I think you need to come here on specific days in order to get the items. Don't really know for sure here. But yeah, we're back in the basement of the department store. Before I leave here, there is something that I definitely want to grab. Because we've already given Jean a very good item, but I think we can also give her a very good move. It's not here. There it is. So yeah, Jean, our Ampharos, has the ability to learn, if I can find it... Fire Punch. And in fact, I was planning to make Jean my main fire move user for this playthrough, but then we encountered Pompeii and I figured, hey, why not? These Pokemon are very rare, why don't I add it to the team? And that gets us a very powerful fire-type move on our electric type. And considering those stats, she's gonna make great use of this move. What is it, Derek? Yeah, it's very good, Derek. I'm kind of in the middle of a crisis here. So in terms of other stuff that's been going on lately, I'm working on setting things up so that I can take commissions over DeviantArt, so that'll be very good. Probably gonna start out with traditional art for the time being before I move on to taking commissions for digital. Because I do like doing digital art, but it takes a lot of time to do. Meanwhile, I can get like a traditional commission done in just a few minutes, so it'll be very good. Yeah, now that we have the card key, we can finally return to the radio tower and explore the rest of it. It's time to finally put an end to Team Rocket's scheme. Why did the shutter open? Did you have something to do with this? Maybe. You can't prove it. Jillian should have no trouble here. Very nice. I'm done for. Alright, let's press on. Stop! I'm known as the Team Rocket Fortress! You're not taking another step! Believe it or not, this is actually someone we've encountered previously in our journey. With this powerful level 36 Golbat, we are fighting Proton, the very same Team Rocket member who was leading the Slowpoke Well mission. Again, I really like how the remakes tried to give more personality to the Team Rocket leaders here. Definitely really makes Heart Gold and Soul Silver feel really dang good. Also love the fact you're using a 30-based power attack at this point in the game. It's real good. It's no problem for Jean. The fortress came down! Yep, you've earned my respect, so here's some advice. It's not too late. You can still turn back. But that wouldn't be very nice of me. To leave all these people here for you to exploit. Don't I think Pokemon are cute? I'm thinking my Pokemon are cute after they beat yours. Speaking of things in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, this trainer here, I believe, is actually a fangirl of Proton. I think that whole thing is really funny. Get him, Kale. Yeah, Kale's able to dish a lot of damage out now that he's fully evolved. Very thankful for. He may not be the strongest of the starters offensively, but he's still pretty good. Gloom, let's go with someone a bit stronger here. Good work, Pompeii. Oh no, they're so useless! I love my beautiful self. Who cares about Pokémon? How dare you? Why? Why do I have to suffer through this? Meowth, help me! So we finally meet Mary. The woman who runs the Pokémon talk show alongside Professor Oak. Hi, little boy. Remember me from the hideout Mahogany Town? I lost then, but I won't this time. It's time for a rematch with Ariana. At least that's what she is called in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Speaking of stuff from other games, there is actually a female Team Rocket member that we met all the way back in Leaf Green, who is heavily implied to have been Ariana. So again, it's another detail that helps connect the games and the different stories together. And I'm just very happy that they included that into Fire Red and Leaf Green. And to have that followed up upon with Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Come on, Ruby, you can take this. Ugh, magnitude 5, really? So weak. Let's try one more. We're gonna need to heal you after this. So going with Vileplume this time. Vileplume is one of the final stages of the Oddish family. A grass poison type with all-around very good stats. I've definitely used Vileplume a lot in my adventures. It's a very good grass type. But nothing Pompeii can't handle. And of course, the very end, we got Murkrow. Trying to get him around my bulk by using Nightshade, huh? Well, it's not gonna work. This can't be happening! I fought hard, but I still lost! Hayden, is it? A brat like you won't appreciate the magnificence of Team Rocket. That's too bad. I really admire your power. I do like it in games when the villains come to respect the main character. Now let's use this Moo Moo Milk for Ruby. Got one more battle coming up. Oh, you managed to get this far. You must be quite the trainer. We intend to take over this radio station and announce our comeback. That should bring our boss Giovanni back from his solo training. We're gonna regain our former glory. I won't allow you to interfere with our plans. And now at last we face the leader of Neo Team Rocket, Rocket Executive Archer. At least that's how he goes by in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Much like Ariana, Archer is also one of those characters who is heavily implied to be in Fire Red and Leaf Green. In fact, he's the very last Team Rocket member you fight in the post-game of the Kanto remakes. He even states, after you beat him, that this is the end for Team Rocket. We are going to regroup, which I think is really great how it connects back to Gold and Silver, and gets expanded upon later with Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where they give him more of an identity. And even in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they include Archer for a couple moments, which helps to connect the universes even more. I love it. So Archer here can actually be kinda challenging, since his Pokemon are pretty high level compared to what we've seen from Team Rocket so far. And his final Pokemon is a tough one. Gonna go with Jellian here, because we're facing Houndoom, a dark fire-type Pokemon with high speed and excellent offensive stats across the board. It does have low defenses though, but with attack and speed as high as it doesn't really need that defense. It is a very good attacker. Luckily, I have Jellian here who's got enough special bulk to take its stab attacks. And with that, we have finished off Team Rocket. Once again. No! Forgive me, Giovanni! How could this be? Our dreams have come to naught. I wasn't up to the task after all. Like Giovanni did before me, I will disband Team Rocket here today. Farewell. It's over. Hayden, thank you. Your courageous actions have saved Pokemon nationwide. I know it's not much, but please, take this. There used to be a tower right here in Goldenrod City, but it was old and creaky, so we replaced it with our radio tower. During the teardown, we found that at the top. I heard that giant Pokemon used to fly over Goldenrod in the past. Maybe that fell off a Pokemon. Maybe like the one that appears at Tin Tower in Ecruteak City. Okay, I better go to my office. And with that, the radio tower has been restored. Oh, you're my little savior. Will you take this as my thanks? So by talking to Mary after defeating Archer, we get the Pink Bow. Just right for Pokemon that know normal type moves. This item gets replaced with another item called the Silk Scarf in later games. But they have pretty much the same effect. It powers up normal type attacks. Yeah, that would have been cool, Master, considering the post-game there was all about Team Rocket's return gathering different bad guys from all across the series. Would have been nice to see the admins again there. Now that we cleared out Team Rocket, there is still some more stuff we can do at the tower now. Because on our first visit, we weren't allowed to go upstairs. But now we're able to fully explore it to our heart's content. We run 24 hours a day to broadcast entertaining programs. I'll do my best to run around the clock too. We have recordings of the cries of all Pokemon that have been found. We must have about 200 kinds. You're gonna need to update that, man. Thank you, you're my hero. This is a token of my appreciation. And we get TM11 from this woman. It's Sunny Day. It powers up fire-type moves for a while. Pompey's already learned that attack, but thank you. I listened to the radio while I was at the ruins. I heard a strange broadcast there. Hello, Mr. Director. Hello, Hayden. You know, I love Pokémon. I built this radio tower so I could express my love of Pokémon. It would be nice if people enjoyed our programs. Well, I don't really know how popular radio is in this day and age. Who knows? Yeah, let's see if we get anything. Nope, none of your ID numbers match. Oh well, that's something that gets easier to win if you trade more Pokemon with your friends, but sadly, I cannot do that. So now that we dealt with Team Rocket, there's a number of different things we can do. Now that we have the Rainbow Wing, we can finally access the Tin Tower that we couldn't go to before. But I'm probably gonna save that for much later. You'll understand why once the time is right. Let's put this pink bow away because I don't really need it. The main thing I want to do is head back to Mahogany Town. Because I believe once you have beaten Price, we were able to finally go over here. But I think because we also defeated Team Rocket, visit Grandma's shop. She sells stuff that nobody else has. So the shop that Team Rocket took over finally has someone running it again. You can buy Rage Candy bars here anytime you want. They're basically potions. There's a lot of stuff here. We definitely want to pick up some revives. I think I'll grab a few more super potions. Yeah, that'll do it. Alright, let's press on. To believe, Route 44. This is the path that leads to Blackthorn City. I'm gonna win for sure! Beyond here will be the last city in the Johto region, and along with that is the final gym. We're coming very close to finishing our Johto adventure, although it'll still be a while before we actually finish the game. Speaking of which, once the series gets wrapped up, I'm still wondering about different things that I could do over on Twitch. Like, I could start up a series with either Terraria or Stardew. I could, just pick out some games I've been meaning to play but never have, and just quickly go through them on here. I don't know, there's a lot of different ideas I have. What is it, Mom? Thank you, Mom, I'm sure it's great. Let's actually go check this item out. Because I have been regularly making sure to grab whatever items that my mom purchases in between streams. Last time she gave me a moonstone, which is pretty good. Ah. See what she got me. Huh, Super potion. Thank you. Let's get those numbers out of here. Yeah, I have heard about that, Master, but it's not really gonna benefit me in any way, because a lot of the good items you get in crystal, not in gold. So this route has a kind of donut shape to it. You go around either side to face different kinds of trainers, and there's a lake in the center of the route. We'll be investigating the center in a bit, but first I want to clear out the trainers on the rim. So apparently I'm fighting my friend Zach from the Maryland server. Over here we're fighting a Rhyhorn. This is a ground rock type Pokemon. Has very high HP, attack, and defense. The rest of its stats are below average. But overall, Rhyhorn is still a very good physical attacker. If you want a good attacker and tank for your team, I do recommend it. It is very good. Ooh, your Pokemon is so appealing. If a Pokemon's different colors from usual, it's more valuable. I mean, I've seen a lot of people spend hours hunting for shinies. And I mean, I've done my fair shiny hunting. Especially in Gen 7. Because getting shinies through SOS is pretty dang good. I've happened to get quite a few of those. Hello there, Wilton. But for other stuff that's going on, I've been meaning to try and get back into Pokemon Go lately. Just haven't really felt like it. But I'll see if I can spend some time with that on this Tuesday. Just forget about it. That Poliwag that got away, it was huge. I swear it must have been 16 feet long. No, I don't need your phone number. Actually, I believe this guy is aboard for something. I believe you want to register Wilton's number because it'll tell you when Remoraid starts swarming. What you got for me, buddy? I can tell you're a good trainer by looking at you. I'm good at Pokemon, and I can see that you are too. Alright, then show me what you got, buddy. While we got time just going through this round and taking out trainers. Let's see. Guess I can say that I've been catching up a lot more with Pokemon on Sun and Moon on Netflix. I'm really enjoying the series so far. I don't know, something about them changing the overall formula of the story to a more slice of life series, making it a lot more comedic in tone. I'm really enjoying it, a lot more than I have with previous Pokemon seasons. Especially like the emphasis that's being put into the overall character arcs. Like, it feels like every episode adds a new thing that contributes to the characters and the story in some way. Which I really dig. It's good whenever a seemingly filler episode contains at least something that gets brought back into the main story. And I'm still loving the characters overall. Ash is pretty enjoyable. I enjoy his classmates a whole lot, especially Lily. Team Rocket is as funny as ever, especially with Beware constantly harassing them. Yep, that's definitely an added plus, Master. Because a lot of that story takes place in a single location, either just around the school or the stuff around Hyoli City, it definitely gives the writers a lot of time to focus on developing the area and its characters a lot. It's definitely a good strength. Meanwhile, here we got a Bellossom. This is the other evolution for the Oddish family, which can only be obtained by using a Sunstone on Gloom instead of a Leaf Stone. Unlike Vileplume, it's a pure grass type, but has a very similar stat spread overall, so depending on which one you want, it's purely to personal preference. And whether you want a bunch of poison weaknesses on your grass type. It's definitely a good Pokemon. I would have considered it for this playthrough if I wasn't using Meganium. I fish until I can't anymore. I also battle until I drop. That's my relationship with my Pokemon. Fascinating. Hello, Edgar. And he's got a Remoraid. So, don't know if we've encountered Remoraid previously. I think we have, but Remoraid's a pretty cool Pokemon. It has a very diverse move pool. Like, it can learn so many different types of attacks by level up and by TM. I'm like, it's crazy. It has a pretty powerful evolution, too. It can serve very well, although it's a little on the slow side. And we're back to the beginning here, so let's go explore the lake. What's this? Ah, yeah, that's pretty funny. So this island down here actually has quite a few different Pokemon. We can encounter Wild Weepinbell here. But there's also a lot of other Pokemon we can find here too, like Tangela and Lickitung. Now it's pretty late into the adventure, but if you do want those Pokemon, they are available to you. Of course, another thing I really like about Heart Gold and Soul Silver is that the Safari Zone that they include in that version makes obtaining certain Pokemon so much easier. Like, a lot of Pokemon that you wouldn't encounter until really late into Gold and Silver and Crystal are obtained much sooner thanks to the Heart Gold and Soul Silver Safari Zone. It's awesome. Yeah, it's not that complex to understand, Master. Let's move these ones down here. Yeah, speak of the devil, we got a Licky Tongue. If this was Gen 4, I would recommend Licky Tongue, cause its evolution is pretty good. Learns a lot of interesting attacks, it has very good stats. I'd recommend it as a normal type. This game, however, Licky Tongue stats are just kind of okay. But they are out in the wild, unlike in Gen 1, where you can only obtain one fruit trade. I was fine with the exclusive to trade Pokemon with the first generation, but I'm glad that they've kind of stopped doing that in later games. Hello there, Vance. You got a Pidgeotto, huh? Haven't seen one of these in a while. Ah, nice. We're getting Body Slam's paralysis now. It's very helpful. And another useful thing that comes with picking Meganium as your starter. We'll let Jean handle this next one. Whew, you're hot stuff. Thank you. Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres are the free legendary bird Pokemon. I heard there are other legendary birds, though. So yeah, we encountered the legendary bird Pokemon in Leaf Green. Actually, I had a pretty easy time catching them. But, unfortunately, in this game, you cannot encounter them. The remakes fix that, and that's definitely another good aspect about the remakes. But in this game, you cannot find them. How sad. Now on to this area, the Ice Path. I hated this area when I was a kid. I know what you're saying, that this place isn't too difficult if you know what you're doing. The thing is, as a kid, I didn't know what I was doing, and it took me so long just getting through this screen, that area where you're sliding across ice. As a kid, I could never get past it, which means I never got to finish Pokemon Gold as a kid. Needless to say, that has stuck with me after all these years, and I don't like this area. Meanwhile, we found another item down here. The HM4 Waterfall. This is another water-type move that'll be much more useful later on, but for now, we can't use it. So now let's go ahead. Hello there, Swinub. So yeah, the Ice Path is pretty much the first area where you can run into Ice-type Pokemon. Swinub here is an Ice Ground type, and it's a pretty good one. I was actually considering using a Swinub on my team, but I ultimately decided against it. Just because I already have a ground type with Ruby, and I've already got ice coverage with Jellian, so there's no real benefit to adding it to the team. Meanwhile, this area, I hope you like strength puzzles, because we gotta deal with a lot of rocks here. Luckily, we do have strength, so won't be that big of a deal. I believe we want to push this one up. We'll come back here later. Pretty much what we have to do is push these rocks into the holes here. So I think I want to keep pushing you down. Wait. Yeah, actually we need to push this one here. Oh, there's Swinub. Speaking of which, Swinub was actually one of the first Generation 2 Pokemon I ever saw. It's from a pack of Pokemon cards that my aunt got me from a trip she took to Japan. And it was my first exposure to a lot of Generation 2 Pokemon like Wooper, Spinarak, Sudowoodo. And needless to say, I just fell in love with those Pokemon because of that. So for this one, we're going to need to push this rock over here. You need to be very careful that you don't push the rocks in a way where you can't move them. If you do scrub this puzzle, all you need to do is move to a different floor, and then the boulders will be reset back to their original position. So it's not too bad if you screw up, just a little tedious. It's a good thing I taught Jean Fire Punch, because it'll be very helpful in this area. So I want to push this boulder down here. Now we go up here. So push this one up. Then go over here. Down it goes. And now this boulder we pushed all the way at the beginning can be pushed down. Hello there, Jinx. This is also where you can encounter Jinx, of course. As a strong ice psychic type, it does make a good addition to your team. And now that all the rocks are down, we're able to fully explore this area. We got more sliding puzzles. This area would be very tricky to traverse if you didn't push the boulders down. But now that we have them down, we'll be able to get through this area. Let's give this Carbos to... I guess Jean could use a bit more speed. Hello there, Golbat. Alright. Now, using the boulders, we're able to reach the center. Good thing we have Rock Smash. And that gets us Never Melt Ice. This is the ice type equivalent of items like the Miracle Seed and Charcoal. I guess we didn't need Rock Smash. At least I think you need to in Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And we get TM44 here. Usually I think TM44 is Rest. Yep. So Rest is a unique move in that it will fully restore your Pokemon's health and status, but it will put them to sleep for at least 2 turns. It's a very good move if you have the right setup for it, like giving your Pokemon a berry that wakes them up from sleep, so that they can immediately refresh themselves and then get back into the battle immediately. It's a helpful move, but I don't really have anyone I want to give it to. Got more ice puzzles down here. If I would hate to go through this area as a kid. Apparently there's something over here. That gets us an iron. Already out of space already. Let's see. Guess I'll keep the burnt berries since I can restock on those whenever I want. Let's get rid of the ice heal. Let's move this max potion up. I like to keep my inventory organized. Of course, in later generations, they have an easier method of sorting your items, which I'm very thankful for. Let's give this iron to... I guess Jean could use a bit more bulk, so we'll give that to her. Also very good because Jean is going to see a lot of use in the upcoming gym. So there's a few more Pokemon that can be found in the ice path that we haven't seen yet. I believe they're version exclusives, too. One of them can be helpful, the other one, though, ugh, I do not like it. This is the last part of the cave. We get some power point up from there. And we are out of here. Wow, you came for the ice path. You must be a real hotshot trainer. Welcome to Blackthorn City, the last main area of the Johto region. Dragonair's cute, but I don't have it. Do you have Dragonair female? Want to trade it for my Rhydon? I'm not sure if I like that deal. Oh, voices in my head! Huh? Listen to my radio. Okay, man. There's this move I just had to teach my Pokemon, so I got the move deleter to make it forget an HM move. Deep inside, far off Indigo Plateau is the Pokemon League. I heard the best trainers gather there from around the country. Wow, you and your Pokemon are really close. Thank you. Oh, we did be close as in proximity, because that'd be awkward. Put this up. What? No. Damn it. Probably don't need the PowerPoint up just yet, so let's put that away. And I do want the Never Melt Ice. I think I will give that to Jellian for the time being. Just a heads up, you'll want an ice type move in your party. Let's put the Mystic Water away. Well, alright, let's put the Maxi for away. We don't need this. Alright, let's take a look around town for a bit. How may I help you? Got some more balls and more healing items here. That'll be very helpful. Guess you can stock up on X Defend and Attack here. Max Repel keeps weak Pokemon away from you. Longest lasting of the Repel sprays. You can't buy Max Revive, but it fully restores a fainted Pokemon. Beware, it won't restore PP, the power points needed for moves. Oh yes, I'm the move deleter. I can make Pokemon forget moves. So, you know how HM attacks cannot normally be forgotten? Well, this is the guy you want to go to if you want your Pokemon to forget moves like Cut, or Flash, or Surf, although I don't know why you would want your Pokemon not to know Surf, because it's a good move. Yeah, I may be seeing this guy later when I don't have any more use for certain attacks later on. But for the time being, I am going to keep this set. So let's look around some more. You gonna make your Pokemon forget some moves? No, they're fine. Claire and Lance trained here to hone their skills as trainers. So apparently, Lance used to live here. How intriguing. I'm gonna be a dragon user like Claire. So apparently, Claire is the gym leader. And she uses dragon types. Our gym leader's waiting for you. However, it'd be impossible for a run-of-the-mill trainer to win. Based on my Pokemon's levels at this point, we are not ready to face Claire just yet. Probably gonna wait until the next stream before we fight her. So for the time being, we'll just explore the area around Blackthorn. Want a battle? Not gonna be a repeat of last time we met. I guess we can go challenge Ralph when I got the time later. But for now, let's head south. This is Route 45. This area has a lot of branching paths. And it's kind of tricky to try and get back up. But as long as you have a Pokemon with Fly, should be no problem. So let's go exploring this area and see what we can find. Ooh, that's pretty cool. A lot of the wild Pokemon in this area are gonna be ground types. And this is definitely a cool one. Gligar is a ground flying type. And it's okay in this game. It gets a lot better in later games, but for the time being, it's just not as good as it could be. Especially with that unique typing. But in terms of design, I love Gligar. It's like a cross between a bat, a flying squirrel, and a scorpion. Just all around a very cool looking Pokemon. I'm so glad they improved it in later games by giving it an evolution. Also, Ash got to catch a Gligar during the Diamond and Pearl arc, and that guy was such a little goofball. I loved Ash's Gligar. What are your thoughts on raising Pokemon? It's pretty fun. It's not coarse, rough, or irritating, and it doesn't get everywhere. Hello, Pidgeot. This is the final form of the Pidgey line. And you should not be level 25. Darn you. Yeah, Pompeii takes us out anyway. This guy's got an Electabuzz. Very cool. Send out Ruby for this one. Electabuzz is all around a great electric-type Pokemon. Much like Magmar, it has very good stats all around, especially in the offensive area. In later generations, it gets an even stronger evolution, so I highly recommend Electabuzz no matter which game you're playing. Although it is kind of awkward to catch in this game. We're not going to find one for quite a while. Yep, let's keep exploring around. Because this is a long route and there's a lot of different branching paths. Gives us a lot of different areas. I don't want to face this Graveler because it could explode. And Pompeii doesn't like that. So you get Max Potion, which is very good. Hello there. What's your battle strategy? It's foolish to use strong moves indiscriminately. Yeah, I can agree with that. What you got for me, Kelly? Aw, Meryl! It's so cute! But it's also really hard to catch in this game. It's a shame too, because Meryl's definitely up there as one of my favorite water types. Especially in later games when it gets a really good ability called Huge Power, which doubles its attack stat, and thus makes it so powerful. And in Gen 6, when it gets the Fairy typing added to it, which is all in all makes it a very good attacker and also tank. Meryl definitely gets better as the series progresses. I definitely recommend it in other games. But in here it's kind of basic, and it's also very hard to catch. So I don't recommend it for your main team. I don't know how to feel about us fighting a lot of trainers in the mid-20s right now. I mean, we just had a boss battle today against someone whose Pokemon were in the mid-30s. And our team is currently in the mid-30s. So it'd be nice if the trainers actually reflected the overall skills and... I don't know. Just another problem I have with the early games. It's training here alone. Behold the fruits of our labors. It's been a while since we fought a black belt. Hey there, Machoke. It's been a while since we fought you too. So you like our strength. Ah, nice, we burned it! Especially be good because it also reduces Machoke's attack when it's burned. That we beat Kenji. War! This calls for extreme measures! Must take to the hills and trade in solitude. No, I don't think I'll fight you. I don't know if there are people I want to register here. I think there's at least one person I'll want to register, but again, I'm not sure. Hello there, Graveler. Again, you are not safe to fight. Yo, you're spunky, but you know what? When it comes to sheer spunkiness, I'm the man. You keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it does. Michael. Ah, I got some Geodudes. It's gonna be tricky for Pompey, so let's switch out to Kale. Because of that... Ah, screw you, game. Luckily, Kale is very bulky, so he can take these attacks. And this guy's finishing up his team with a Golem, the final form of the Geodude line. Golem, I highly recommend if you're able to get the means to trade it, because it has a very high attack and defense. It's all around a very solid Pokemon. My Pokemon weren't spunky enough! Also, the first one exploded. That was also a problem, man. Ooh, another Gligar. How are you, buddy? Whoa, hello there, Entei. I was wondering when we'd encounter one of these guys. There's nothing I could really do moveset-wise. I guess I can try an Ultra Ball and see if this works. It's probably not gonna work. Because as a legendary Pokemon, it has a very low catch rate, yep. So whenever you encounter these guys, they will flee the first chance they get. And there are 3 Pokemon that can be encountered in the wild that will all run away from you. These guys are a pain to catch, and that's why I am not gonna try and catch them before the end of this series. Yeah, maybe Gen 4. But by taking that path, we are all the way back near the start. We're back over in this area. Where we first caught our Spearow and our Geodude a long time ago. So this is the area that a Blackthorn City leads to. It's very nice connecting all these different areas together. But now that we're done there, we have to go all the way back to Blackthorn, because there's still more stuff we can find in this area. Let's go heal up at the Pokemon Center, and then we'll go search for some more stuff on the route. So we got about half an hour left of this stream. Yeah, we should be able to take on the next few areas, and then we should call it so that I can start grinding before we face Claire next time. Alright, so now we're gonna go down this side. Be prepared for anything. Let me see if your Pokemon have been raised properly. I don't know, man. I think I've been doing a pretty good job raising this team. Eric. Got a Machop, that's cute. Got a Graveler, okay. Let's let Jellian take this one out. Nice try. Ooh, I lost that. Yes, you did. I'll head back to Blackthorn's Ice Path and train some more. Yeah, I guess you can get good experience from the Jinx and Golbat you can encounter there. You can also get some good experience on this route. Hello, Geodude. And over here we get an X special. That can actually be helpful for the upcoming gym battle. So definitely want to hold on to this. Actually, Geodude have low special defense. Let's see if we can take this out. Ooh, nice crit, Pompey. That gets you a level up. Put Jellian up front here. She'll be good against anything on this route. And we get a revive. That's good. Alright, we're back down at the bottom, so let's head back to the top. Thank you, Nurse Joy. we're gonna head to the leftmost side of this route. Remember that cave for later. We'll be exploring that very soon. Hello there, Graveler. Elixir. It's very good. It's giving us a lot of good items at this point, which I guess is fitting for this part of our journey. Hello there, Perry. Now, I believe this is the guy you'll want to register in your Pokénav. I mean, Pokégear. Sorry. Wahaha! I'm the big loser. Not much good at thinking, see? I just plow ahead with power. Wow, you're pretty tough. Could I get your phone number? Sure thing, buddy. We don't have enough memory. Is there a number that we don't need? I guess I registered Joey just for the novelty of it. Dick, Chad's necessary, Walton's necessary. Guess we don't need Bill. Yeah, the only reason you'll want to have Bill's number in your Pokégear is because he will call you whenever you fill up a box in your PC to pretty much tell you, hey, you need to change your box or else you won't be able to catch any more Pokemon. It's kind of tedious, but I don't really need to catch a lot of Pokemon in this game, so we'll just leave that be. Alright, and with that, I think we cleared out everything we can do on this route. Let's head back up, and we'll go check out that cave. So this cave is the very same dark cave that we went to at the very start of our adventure. This is an upper floor that can only be accessed from the entrance near Blackthorn City. And this area has quite a few strong Pokemon here. You can encounter wild Gravelers and Golbats, as well as one other Pokemon that is a little annoying to deal with, but might be worth your time. Don't do that. So I love the way Jillian's colors flash like that. I don't know, it just seems very intimidating. You'll want to go in here because there's a lot of items you can get. They'll be very helpful to us. really don't know what to say right now. I mean, we just keep encountering the same Pokemon we've seen over and over again. I highly recommend not jumping down that ledge. So I got TM13 there. Normally, this TM would contain Ice Beam, but because this is Gen 2, it has Snore. An attack that can only be used when your Pokemon is asleep. I guess it works well in tandem with Rest, but I don't really have any use for it. So let's go up here next. There's a guy over there. Hello, guy. Whoa, you startled me there. I had my black glasses on, so I didn't notice you at all. What am I doing here? Hey, don't you worry about it. I'll give you a pair of black glasses to forget you saw me, okay? Of course my items are full. Ever play this game, it always seems like I just fill up my inventory. Let's use this berry, because we don't need it. Actually, everyone's at full health. Get rid of it. Meh. So anyway, black glasses are the Dark-type equivalent of items like the Miracle Seed and Charcoal. Boost the power of Dark-type attacks for the held Pokemon. Sadly, I don't really have a lot of Dark-type moves on my team. Otherwise, I would definitely make use of this item. It's also a shame because Dark-types are surprisingly uncommon in the Johto region. Like, many of the Dark-types you would be able to catch that were introduced in this game only got introduced much later on. You cannot encounter them until, like, the post-game and whatnot, which can be annoying. But anyway, we're pretty much done with this area. But, Jellian, stop glitching the Matrix. Alright, so with Dark Cave fully explored, I think that's everything I wanted to do today. So I got a lot of training to do to prepare my team for the upcoming gym. So I'll leave things here. Next time in Pokemon Gold, we will finally take on the final gym leader in the Johto region, and then make our way to the Pokemon League. Until next time, have a good day and take care.